This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another broadcast of the LCTV News. January is flying by in a blur of City Council announcements and project updates. Both headlines and videos heavily favor government and educational news, while Lynn sports are hitting the halfway points in their seasons. On the lowdown, Leo pulled back the curtain on their Broad Street Early Childhood Education Center, slated to be opened later this year. Here's the news for Friday, January 17th, 2025. At their meeting on the 14th, City Council re-elected Jay Walsh as the City Council President and Diana Chakoudas as Vice President for another year. Walsh was first elected President in January of 2022 and now enters his fourth term. Chakoudas was nominated to serve for another year as well. The nominations were immediately seconded and both were elected in unanimous votes by the Council. Additionally, Councillor Coco Allensung was elected as the representative to the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. The City of Lynn received a $200,000 grant from the Massachusetts Gaming Commission Community Mitigation Fund to install security cameras. They will be installing 35 cameras in fixed positions around the city, along with 2 portable units. They will only capture what is in view of the general public, record video but no audio, and the footage will be considered public record and subject to the Freedom Information Act. The cameras will be on 24 hours a day, but not monitored in real time by the Lynn Police Station. Instead, LPD will be using the footage to investigate serious traffic accidents and instances of illegal dumping. Installation is scheduled to begin in a few weeks, with some cameras operational within 6 weeks. With this step, Lynn joins several other communities north of Boston to use cameras, including Salem, who began the program a decade ago with 20 and now has over 100. Here is more from Lynn Police Chief Chris Reddy.
So we had the opportunity through the Gaming Mitigation Fund grant to obtain cameras for our community. This is something that most urban communities already have, and I really believe they're a critical tool to help us to quickly and effectively respond to crimes and try to identify the suspects involved and hold them accountable. And the sooner we do that, the safer everyone is. The cameras have been placed according to guidelines with the Gaming Commission that connect it basically to the entry points of the city as part of the access and thoroughfares between here and the casino. But the actual locations were determined using crime data and traffic data, as well as input from our detectives and our patrol personnel. But at the end of the day, what this is a really critical tool that will help to increase the safety, the security, the well-being of our residents, of the people who own businesses here, and the people coming to our city to transact business.
At their meeting on January 9th, the school committee welcomed 2 new additions to Pickering Middle School. Renee Philbrook earned the role of principal, while Nicholas Charias became the interim vice principal. Philbrook has been in the Lynn school system for many years, working as a district math coach and program specialist, most recently serving as vice principal at Lynn Vocational Technical Institute. Charias was an assistant principal at Breed Middle School before assuming his current position. Massachusetts Senior Action Council are everywhere in the community, recognizable by their trademark blue shirts. This past Wednesday, the 15th, they held a meeting at Elhand with special guest Mayor Jared Nicholson. Here's a clip of what he had to say.
Speeding. Speed bumps. Other cities use the electronic flashing speed sign or removable bumps. So I can tell you right now that we are getting more crosswalk flashing beacons. The state has made some of those available, and when we applied for some and got them, which will be great. We should have in the next few years a really dramatic increase in a lot of these traffic safety measures, including speed humps, which I think are sort of the best practice there, right? So if speed bumps are the little things that go over. Speed humps are the ones that are, 6 feet across, and they look sometimes like an elevated crosswalk. But I think those are what we're coming to see as the most effective and the safest.
The time has come for the housing inventory count and point in time to conduct an annual census of all persons experiencing homelessness in a geographic area, which provides a more accurate number as to how many people are unwilling or unable to access emergency shelters or response assistance. This year, the count will occur in Lynn on Wednesday, January 29th, from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Lynn Shelter Association's street team will be conducting brief interviews with individuals experiencing homelessness, ensuring that the entire continuums of care geography is canvassed, while connecting people with resources. These PIT courts are an essential way to interact with those experiencing homelessness, including service engagement and provision of needed supplies. They also raise public awareness of the challenges homeless people face without shelter at the coldest time of the year, all accumulating into ways that the COC can work to end homelessness in their given area. Become a member of LCTV for access to our state-of-the-art equipment and facilities. Take production classes with staff and make your vision a reality. Check out more of what we have to offer. Good morning and welcome back to another edition of LCTV News.
Media is an ever-growing field full of ideas and imagination.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Check-In with Mayor Nicholson show.
Here at Lynn Community Television, we provide you the resources and skills to fully realize those dreams and follow your passions, as well as diving into the community of Lynn as a whole.
We're down here at Central Square at the T Station for another edition of Man on the Street.
En este canal de televisión, Lynn Community Television.
Whether you want to promote your organization,
I started it because I wanted to dispel stereotypes and I also wanted to share Black American culture with our community.
start a talk show,
They have to make sure that all that water flows underneath the foundation.
Correct.
So there's a lot of problems with that site to start with.
learn our top-of-the-line equipment, or simply make connections, Lynn Community Television gives you the keys to explore all these possibilities. Stop by our studio at 181 Union Street in downtown Lynn to learn more.
You're watching Lynn Community Television.
Beyond Walls has named Tiffany A. Daniel as their new Chief of Staff. Daniels previously worked for Via Separations, a clean tech startup, where she served as the Business Operations Manager. She also brings extensive knowledge in project management, strategic planning, budgeting, employee recruitment, and stakeholder relationships. In her new role as project manager, she will oversee a team of program and project managers to ensure all initiatives align with Beyond Walls priorities. According to Daniel, quote, "In collaboration with our senior staff, community partners, and corporate clients, I will focus on delivering programs, special projects, and events that are impactful, well executed, and reflective of the creativity and energy that define Beyond Walls. I will work to advance our strategic plan to drive meaningful change in the communities we serve, and engage with the foundations, donors, and partners who share our commitment to art, education, and access." Are you a young person in the city? All 8th grade students living in Lynn are invited to apply to their public schools by January 31st, 2025. Lynn Vocational Technical Institute, the Frederick Douglass Collegiate Academy, and the City Arts and Sciences Academy are all accepting applications for the upcoming 2025-26 school year. LVTI is Lynn's vocational high school, offering courses in an ever-growing list of trades. Frederick Douglass is the city's early college high school, and CASA is a new school opening in 2025, specializing in science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Applications can be accessed through linktr.ee or the city website. Both the Tech boys and girls won over the weekend. The boys hosted and took down New Heights Charter School of Brockton 55-48. Giovanni Jean had a breakout night with 18 points and 4 rebounds, along with a double-double, 10-point, 12-rebound game by Awana Wan. Tech then fell 67-47 to Lowell Catholic on the 14th. The girls were on the road, pulling out a 52-41 win against Northeast Metro on enemy hardwood. 2 Tigers broke into the double digits. Angelise Bigham with 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, plus 15 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 steals by teammate Allison Morales. They ran over Neshoba Tech 60-18 on the 13th, but the highlight of this game was Bigham adding her name to the 1,000-point record book. Entering the game, she needed 27 points to reach this goal. So what did she do? Scored exactly 27 to join her father, Corey Bigham, in the 1,000-point scorers club.
See this 1,000 points by Ms. Bingham to the Baja. There you go! Hey! 1,000 points for Angie Bingham.
She didn't stop there, netting 25 more in a 42-23 win against inner-city rival Kip on the 14th. A rare occurrence in a game full of turnovers, where neither team could find much of a rhythm. It was 9-9 after 1 and only 25-14 at the half. Turning back to the boys, the night of the 13th, Kip fought back from an 8-point halftime deficit, pulling out a last-second 59-58 road win over Saugus. The Panthers were quickly down 13-5 and fought from behind for the majority of the game. Trotsky Pena led the way, scoring 20 of his 30 points in the second half, including what would be the eventual game winner. With 14 seconds remaining, Pena drove to the basket and got fouled, hitting 1 of 2 free throws to put the Panthers up by 1. Saugus had a chance to win, but missed a layup with 1 second remaining. St. Mary's had a successful day, posting a 17-point, 76-59 victory over Arlington Catholic on the 15th. Top Spartan scorers were June Vasquez with 16 and J.J. Martinez netting 15. With an undefeated 10-0 record, they sit at number 1 in the Division III MIAA standings. Classical dominated Medford 62-46. 3 Rams scored 15 or more points, headed by Roki Bree Arias with 19 and DJ Reynolds adding on 18. Tuesday featured the age-old classical versus English rivalry. The Rams entered enemy territory and emerged with a 61-58 win, their first victory over the Bulldogs since 2018. A highly competitive game, English went on an 11-2 run to go up 54-48 in the 4th. But Classical stuck to their defense, stealing a Bulldogs inbound with 28 seconds remaining for the go-ahead layup by Deshaun Rucker. On the ensuing possession, the shot by English was blocked by Rolke. The Bulldogs wanted a foul, but none was given. In the confusion, Rucker went coast to coast for a layup to seal the win for the Rams. 7-3 Classical is now on a 5-game win streak, while English drops to 5-5. Tuesday was comeback day for the Classical girls team as well. Down by 11 at halftime to Medford, the Rams went on a 22-6 fourth quarter run to steal the 53-38 victory. 3 Classical players scored in the double digits, topped by Divine Egbut with 19. The St. Mary's girls proved why they are the top-ranked team in the Division III MIAA standings in their game against Cathedral. An 18-point third-quarter deficit? No problem. The Spartans went on a sensational 21-2 run to snatch the victory. Jillian Roberts hit a critical three-pointer with 45 seconds remaining, setting the scene for Bella Awumi to hit the game-winning three at the 10-second mark. Speaking of dominance, the girl Bulldogs beat up on Chelsea 64-28 the night of the 14th. Amara Flores led her team with 35 points. No home ice, no problem for St. Mary's boys hockey, who doubled up on division rival Bishop Fenwick 4-2 over the weekend. Stephen Nason did half the work himself, netting 2 goals for the Spartans, while their girls team fell 3-1 to Malden Catholic on the 15th. The 28-12 Celtics went 1-1 this past week. They squeaked out a 120-119 home win over the New Orleans Pelicans off a monster 38-point, 11-rebound night by Jason Tatum. Ending the first quarter down 6, Boston kicked it up a notch, going into halftime with a 1-point lead. 4 additional Celtics contributed their own double-digit nights, including a double-double 19-point, 11-rebound game against Kristaps Porzingis. Winning their last 2 broke the 5-game skid the Bruins had been on for the past few weeks. First, it was a thrilling 4-3 victory over the Florida Panthers, as they scored with 2 seconds remaining in overtime to win. They then tripled up on the Tampa Bay Lightning 6-2 on the 14th. 6 different players scored the goals, with Trent Frederick kicking things off less than 5 minutes into the first. David Pasternak and Pavel Zacha both contributed a goal and 2 assists each. Leo Inc. is in the final stages of construction on their Early Childhood Education Center on Broad Street. The culmination of 2 years of work will be revealed this winter at this specialized early learning environment. Their CEO and Director of Development and Communications came on the lowdown to share plans for the center and the importance of early education in the city. Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we welcome on 2 members from Leo Inc. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Dani.
Thank you. Good morning.
Great. So first of all, would you mind just introducing yourselves and giving a quick overview of the services that Leo provides?
Sure. I'm Brigitta Damon, the CEO of Leo.
And I am Lisa McFadden, the Director of Development and Communications.
Great. So we are here to talk about the preschool that you have been renovating for the last several years. But first, you wanted to just give a quick overview of all the services Leo offered, because they're quite extensive.
Great. We're happy to. We are the area's community action agency. We're celebrating our 60th anniversary this year. We are one of 23 community action agencies across the state and one of 1,000 across the country. Community action provides basic needs services to residents within the community. We provide fuel assistance, the VITA volunteer income tax credit program, volunteer income tax assistance program. We help residents to prepare and submit their taxes. We also do food security programs, as well as emergency basic needs, rent, mortgage assistance, and so on. But we're here today to talk about our early ed Head Start program and the exciting renovation we have going on Broad Street.
Yes. So the short answer is you do everything.
We do everything.
That's what it sounds like.
Yes, there are days when it feels like that.
Yes, and what we're most proud of is that we do provide comprehensive services and most importantly to the families and children that we serve in our early education program. So it's a one-stop shop for families that are participating in our early ed program.
And this renovation, it's been going on now for a while. About 2 years is when you moved out of the building and really started redoing it. So what will be the final product?
Well, you're right. It was almost exactly 2 years ago, and we moved in upstairs from you guys here. So it was a nice commute this morning. Our 156 Broad Street was Leo's former headquarters building, and it housed all of our administrative services. We had a couple of classrooms, after-school classrooms, preschool classrooms, on and off during the years. But when we completely emptied the building 2 years ago, we did a full gut renovation. It's about a 30,000 square foot building, 3 floors, circa 1935 or so. Wow. And we went all the way down to the brick exterior of the building and then started rebuilding pretty much from scratch. In early 2025, what we will unveil is a dedicated Head Start preschool campus. We'll have 270 3 to 5-year-old children, about 95 staff members working out of that building, and 15 classrooms that will have about 18 children each.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, we'll be consolidating, merging our Jack Robinson preschool building where we currently serve 90 children on Commercial Street, along with our Blossom Street site. And that move will help the YMCA, the DeMarcus Family Y, to realize its vision for a full, their full campus over on Blossom Street. Yes, I forgot the name.
And what's one of the benefits to having all the classrooms in one place as opposed to having it split like it was before?
I think we're going to see benefits both for our families and children, but also for our staff. In terms, the not so exciting stuff is just the efficiencies of running one building instead of 3.
Of course.
The classrooms that will be moving into the building have operated at some point over 3 different buildings in and around Lynn. So to bring all those classrooms into the building is a big deal. It's going to give our teachers the ability to work with each other, to mentor and support each other in a very different way. And as Brigitta mentioned, Leo relies on a model that's really heavily invested in wraparound services for children and families. So we have health advocates, we have behavioral specialists on staff, we have family service workers, and we have educational content specialists. They've also all been spread across those 3 different buildings. So to have everybody under one roof is going to really improve the immediacy of service for our children when they need it. It also gives our case managers a chance to communicate with families and with caretakers during drop-off and pickup, so that there's good open communication, I think.
And you were mentioning your model, the Head Start model, and also the whole child, whole family. You don't just focus on, education. There's so much more to it, developmental, behavioral, all of that.
Yeah, what we're most excited about is the fact that the services that we provide, as Lisa mentioned, a child comes into our program and we do 11 assessments, and that includes heights and weights. We're looking at underweight, overweight in order to develop a nutrition plan for the child. We are looking at eyesight, hearing. We do testing for both of those things, and to look at and see if there are any deficiencies that we need that child to follow up with their health care provider, and that's where the health advocate comes into play. So a family that's coming into our program receives all the 11 assessments. They're assigned a family service worker and a health advocate. We're doing assessments to see if that child needs additional support within the classroom. 6 years ago, we started with 1 staff member, a manager that oversees our behavioral health or our behavior management, I should say. And since that hiring, we've now added 5 developmental behavior specialists for our classrooms. We have a team of 6 that is working together with the child in the classroom if they need help with regulation, as well as the parents to use those strategies at home, so that when that child enters kindergarten, not only will they be prepared academically, socially, emotionally, and with various skills. And then also we are working very closely with the parents or the family, whoever that child may have as their caregivers at home, to find out what their goals are. The parents are completing an assessment as well and identifying what they would like to, if they're underemployed, if they would like to complete or pursue their education. We're doing all those things together. And then as Lisa mentioned, those staff now have been spread across our various buildings. And so we have what we're calling education success teams, where all that staff can sit together and share information as opposed to traveling from building to building.
Which you said increases efficiency, allows people to talk to each other better. And even just the design of the building, one of it looks like a barn door. They all have different designs, and even just the design is engaging to look at.
Oh,
so
I'm
cool.
so glad you said that. We're so excited about the creative elements that we were able to incorporate in the building. We have worked with a stellar development team. The architect is SV Design out of Beverly, and they have a very strong component that works on early childhood education. One of the ideas that they had was assigning different motifs and entryways for the classrooms. It helps with wayfinding for our children, both color and the motifs. I think one of the things that we're really proud of is that we took their initial ideas to our teaching staff, and the teachers loved the concept. One of the suggestions that they had was that we try and make the classroom entrances reflect the lived experience of our families here in Lynn.
Ooh, wow.
And so, you know, we tweaked the ideas a little bit, and we came up with things like using the blue line and the purple line as a doorway entrance, taking the idea of just a regular bakery or a grocery store to a bodega or a Guatemalan bakery, something that you would see if you were walking down Essex Street or Market Street.
And just the detail you put into all of that really is extraordinary and shows the model where the kids are comfortable, they're seeing things they recognize, and that helps them as well, really open up.
Well, we're really proud of the fact of that entryway into Lynn. If you're traveling in from Swampscott or Marblehead, or you're coming from Boston into Swampscott or Marblehead, and you're passing through Broad Street, that it's really a nice pop of color, and it really brightens the whole street. And our capital campaign team was very, very engaged in ensuring that this building was a real testament to the devotion of Lynn to the early education, and that it be a highlight within the city.
Well, that was definitely accomplished, as I said, through the design and hearing you speak about it. I do have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything I hadn't touched upon that you wanted to make sure you mentioned?
I think the only thing I'd want to say is that we are closing out both the building project and the campaign. We've had tremendous support from the community, but there's still opportunity out there for anybody a business, an angel investor, anybody who wants to make sure that we get over the finish line.
Yes.
We would be happy to have you join us, and always happy to talk to you.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And we a special thanks to the city for their contribution to the project. We received the largest ARPA grant of $3 million. So that really helped us with our progress within our campaign. But as Lisa mentioned, there's still little work to be done. So there's still opportunity if anybody's interested in investing in the project.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on. I'm really excited to see this unveiling in a few months, to see all the hard work that you've put in be unveiled.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dani.
Of course, thank you anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Monday the 20th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the Community Minority Cultural Center will be holding their 39th annual MLK Day Breakfast, Legacy, and Celebration. Reverend Dr. Andre Bennett will be the keynote speaker at this event, taking place from 9 a.m. to noon at Zion Baptist Church. Head down to celebrate the legacy of MLK Jr. and how people are keeping his dreams alive. Mayor Gerald Nicholson is holding his third State of the City on Tuesday, January 21st at 6 p.m. All residents are invited to watch, either in person or live stream it on the LCTV government channel. Quote, "The Nicholson administration has been committed to our city's growth, and we look forward to having our community come together as we reflect on our progress over the past year and our goals for the year ahead," end quote. If you wish to attend, visit linktr.ee or the city website to complete their RSVP form. Questions should be directed to Wendy Pena, the administrative director for Mayor Nicholson. That same night from 6 to 8 p.m., come down to LCTV for a monthly member meetup kickoff event. Come enjoy food, games, and more to celebrate the new year with fellow LCTV members. You do not have to be actively producing to come down. If you're a member, then you are welcome. This is the first in a series of member meetups, which will occur from 6 to 8 p.m. on the third Tuesday of every month. We hope members come to collaborate, chat, and make some friends at this networking event. Head to our website, linktv.org, to RSVP. As always, stay up to date on events like the ones listed above by following us on social media at Lynn Community TV. For our VOD, complete community calendar, and press releases, go to linntv.org. If you wish to see staff content going all the way back to the beginning, Lynn Community Television on YouTube is the place for you. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., Brotherhood Credit Union, Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.